Salve Forth Paladins, and welcome back to another episode of Starfleet Command. Orion Pirates. I'm Captain Tirak of the Dreadnought HMS Citadel as we continue our campaign against the Lyran Star Empire. And we are slightly cut off, but last time we managed to get ourselves a brand new Liege Light Dreadnought with a couple of fighters on board as well. It is fast, it is nimble, it is aggressive, so let us be all those things as we assault the Klingons who happen to be in the middle of Lyran space. So we'll take on the first mission of the day in MET-10 Patrol. A fabulous way of starting things off. Nice, simple, straightforward, exactly the sort of mission that we enjoy. Let's hit the red alert. We know there's something larger over here, although I didn't get a chance to identify it before it actually disappeared. We are being escorted today by the HMS Hurdle, which is rather small. We were actually in one of these ships as a GEN. Oh, we also have another friend, HMS Vengeance, exact same style of ship, so quite the nice little escort for us. We are squaring off against a D6 heavy cruiser, as well as a DWP. Basically a pathetic light frigate that we can basically ignore. The D6 over here, much more dangerous of a target. Let's kick up the speed to the engine. We want to get on driving towards him. I assume the third vessel will show up relatively soon. And yep, there it is. It is a DNP. Oh crap. So we're actually got an actual dreadnought that we need to duel against. That's unfortunate. Okay, let's take our fusion cannons. We're going to send an overload. Sap a little power for that. Going to keep the Hellbores as they are, just in normal mode. We've only got 3 of them, but that hopefully is enough. I am vacillating between going after this guy first or coming after him to try and knock him out. I think we hit the frigate first, turn into the heavy cruiser, kill him as fast as possible, and then mop up the DNP. That's my plan. That's how we're going to carry it out. Alright, so all weapons are charged, phasers set, Hellbores are standard mode, and fusion beams to maximum point-blank range. Let's get a forward shield reinforcement going. We are a dreadnought after all. We're supposed to be able to defend ourselves in that arc. A fourth ship has shown up, an Orion battlecruiser. Unfortunate. Although unfortunate for who, we have not yet identified. So, wow, you are, never mind, you are not a pathetic frigate. You are definitely a war destroyer of some description of serious power. Let's see if we can't, oh, we're going to have to eat this. Because we've got to get in close. Actually, fire! Haha! Knocked off his defensive systems using our Hellbores, able to just blast right through them. Did a decent amount of damage to the blood spiller so far. So the Hellbores were able to overload the generator, and that was an interaction that I had forgotten about until just now. Basically, if a Hellbore flies through the circle, or the sphere, of an expanding sphere generator, they have a very terrible day, because it does damage immediately to the defensive shield. It allows us to be quite aggressive at popping their bubbles. So we are moving along. We'll try and get another phaser shot in here shortly. Our starboard rear ship is not doing great. And I'm holding the fighters in reserve for now because I want to take him out before he can do anything. What are you sitting at? You actually do not have any significant defensive threat. He did fire a whole ton of missiles towards the fighter squadron. Okay, that's them out. Target you. You have no AMD, so fighter squadrons. We're going to send in the Hornets, and the Hornets are going to go full attack. They're going to get nice and close with their Hellbores, opening fire immediately upon launch from the base, doing an excellent job nailing the side of that ship. Let's pick up the pace a little bit. We got our own Hellbores about to come online. Oh, you're about to feel pain, my friend. Lots and lots of pain. Hellbores up. Okay, got 2 of 3 hits, and that Orion battlecruiser is focusing on us. Oh, beautiful shot from the Hornets, able to get their light Gatling. It's pretty much full power Gatling phasers on target, and he's gone. All right, time to call the fighters home before they get hurt. Return to me. Return to me. I want you back home immediately, back on board, because we need to get things going. So, I was a little bit concerned about that. It did not go out quite my way. However, we are going to pass through without too much damage. I'm kind of surprised it didn't kick on the expanding sphere generators to full power. Our starboard side fusion beam still up and ready. What's the arc on that? Fairly large. Wow, that's pretty considerable. I never had realized a broadside fusion beam. That's an interesting concept. Unfortunately, we're kind of outside of range. I need to get a little bit closer, a little bit closer. That's it. Alright, dealing another 24 damage. We kind of exchanged fire on that one. He is through our shields, and so are we. So let's keep pulling away. Maybe we'll get away from this mine. That's the hope. Oh, the Liege Light Dreadnought using that nimbleness, that maneuverability. Let's get some repairs going on. We have a Gatling phaser that requires refit and repair. Let's slow down, bring this turn a little bit tighter because I got to bring this radius down as much as we can. Hellbores away, knocking down the defensive, knocking down his ESG that he tried to pop on top of us, and did a little bit of extra damage to him. Gatling phasers getting involved. Oh, come on. Main phaser battery is about to get online. Punched a hole right through his shields. Unfortunately, we're about to have it. Wait, no, don't do that. I reacted in a way that I definitely should not have done. We are probably not the best. Well, okay, 83. Never mind. We're a lot better than I thought we were. Get that fusion cannon fire and did a little bit of damage, not too much. We were right on top of it, which is exactly where the fusion cannon wants to be, but we just didn't have a good roll on that one. Keep the repairs coming. Oh, repairs are good. And he's going to hold on to me. That's going to actually reduce our turn radius. That's perfect. So we can slow down a bit, get the forward shield on target. Main battery's about to come back on. Well, main phaser battery's about to come back online. He did a little damage to himself, and we can punch through 72 damage onto him. I'm content to hold here for a little while. Need to get the fighter squadron out sometime soon. Forward shield almost collapsed. Forward port shield is down. Forward shield is down entirely. Okay, we're no longer content to being here. So let's get a tractor beam. Oh, he decided to let us go. Probably a good plan because we were about to have Hellbores online. Phasers not yet ready. We're going to risk it now. So he did manage to get another bounce off of us using his ESG. It did hurt. However, we're going to be able to get this shot in. High. 3 hits with the Hellbore cannons, followed up by a phaser barrage, getting the Gatling phasers involved on that one. He is having a bad day, taking out both of his ESGs at this point. We're on the side of the ship. He does not have much in the way of defenses anymore. I think it's time to pull away, and fighter squadrons set him to attack. Launch the Hornets. Beautiful. Okay, let's kick up the speed a little bit. Set our fighters to defend me. Gonna keep them nice and tight. Oh, you have an AMD, so we're gonna actually pull them home. So Fighter Squadron 1, Fighter Squadron 2, come back on home. Also, they're kind of dented from that explosion, so we get them both back on board. That way they can't be harmed, and it's just us versus basically a full power battlecruiser who has quad missile launchers and photon torpedoes. So we've got to maneuver off to the port a little bit so we can get around this mine. I don't want to actually touch it. Fix that, and maneuver around that mine as best as we can. Need to get the bow on towards them. Our phasers are in a good position, as are our starboard side fusion cannons. In fact, our Hellbores will be ready too for this strike as well. Wonderful. All weapon select. Gatling phasers working in point defense, taking care of all that. Kind of unfortunate because I was hoping for the Gatling phasers to be available for other things. Fire Hellbores. Alright, so Gatling phasers handling everything. Phasers taking out most of the things, but our heavy weapons able to do quite a number on him already. We've dropped his rear shields at this point, and we're going to slow... I don't want to increase speed too much. Let him get some distance from us. Let us make his defenses a little bit weaker than they should be. I'd like to take out that AMD, so let's get the Marines involved in this one. Oh, tractor beam accidentally shut it off. I need to take out... Where is it? There it is. Oh, hi. Interesting decision you've made there. So I want that AMD gone. So if I can get a hole in his shields, I can force that to happen. So we can shut off the defensive tractors because they're no longer being used, and repair the engines, patch up the Gatling phaser, then patch up the center mount. And we just need a little bit more damage on him. And I'm not going to use my port side fusion beam. We need to be a lot closer in order to actually get that done. However, the Hellbore's about to be ready once again. All we need is a good angle on them, and they will go immediately to his weakest side. I'm going to set a Marines. Oh, never mind. The shield is down anyway. Open fire. Never mind. Didn't mean to do that. His AMD is unfortunately not down. Point defense systems engaged. And hit and run target has been destroyed. Lovely. Okay, so fighter group. Hornets, it's time to get in there. We've taken out his point defense system. It's time to get right on top of him. And more Gatling phaser fire, dealing a decent amount of damage to him. Their Gatling phasers getting involved. Their Hellbores getting involved. So once we took out his point defense system, he was in a bad spot. They're just plinking away continuously with their Gatling phasers. Already have dealt a ton of damage to him. Look at his speed. Already dropped down to a speed of 1.5. Those Hornets were clutch. Get him back home, guys, so I can have you back at full strength. So a rough and tumble battle, no less than 2 heavy cruisers, the D6, and I'm going to count the pirate against us, as well as a DNP, which I believe is a level of dreadnought above us, and then on top of that another frigate. So we've knocked the Klingons out of this territory. Hopefully we can move in and clean it up completely. We are a little bit exposed and on a bit of a limb, so we're going to have to go back at some point to re-grab some territory. 88 prestige, plus an additional 8 for the repairs. Excellent work going on there. How are the fighters? We lost 2 Hornets, but it was well worth it. So we'll get ourselves back up to our full complements of our 8 Hornets. They are just absolute monsters. Gatling phasers for the close range combat, Hellbores for the long and the medium range combat. They are just a nightmare for the enemy to have to deal with. And we're fully kitted out. Let's head back into space. Hello, mission patrol. Alrighty, so that was quite an interesting mission. So we took out a dreadnought that was bigger than us, 2 heavy cruisers. We got a sun glider, a freighter. So far that's it. There could be a third target. We're being escorted today by HMS Excalibur, a level of assault craft a little bit more powerful than what we were using before. He's got three fusion cannons, as well as it being a larger hull size, as well as the Solar Sailor, who we're currently borrowing from the local pirates, and they are equipped with a PPD, which is an ISC weapon, and a pair of D-type plasma torpedoes that are designed to shoot down fighters. So one concern that I have about utilizing my fighters against this monster, this is an SGL, Sun Glider Large, so it'll have quite the heavy firepower. We're going to want to kill him from as far away as possible. Unfortunately, we're not really going to have much of a choice with that. We're going to end up getting in close. Anyway, let's kick out the forward shield reinforcement immediately. Also need to go to our 3 set so we can overload the fusion cannons. Takes a little bit more power for sure, but we're Dreadnought, and that's really the only way you want to use a fusion cannon is overloaded or not at all. So Hellbores will be charged very shortly. We'll be able to start using them quite effectively. I'd like to get in close with them because they do so much damage in close. Although we really don't need it. But I'm going to do it anyway. Well, actually, allow me to consult the Pamphlet of Justice. The Pamphlet of Justice contains within it all the information that you need to know about all of your weapon systems. And let's see, so expanding sphere generator, Hellbore. The Hellbore table on normal, we want a 58% accuracy at 15, and that'll do 10 damage. So range of 15 is the place that we're going to go. If we get down to, I believe it was 13, it jumps up to 13 damage and 72, or was it 8? It's not super important. Oh, well, at this point, we're just going to go right on in him. But he's got... The problem is he's got these Phaser 4s, and they are just evil and nightmarish in all ways. So we're going to actually get in right and close. I don't want to risk any damage to the ship. Well, any damage to the fighter squadrons, which are more expensive than the ship. 4 fighters is 88 damage. We took 88 damage in that big duel against the other dreadnoughts. So, all right, he wasn't able to punch down my forward shields, but I was able to punch through his. Wasn't even actually causing any damage though. Forward shields have collapsed. Unfortunately, he was able to get in with his own defensive systems. Let's check out our systems. A lot of red. Oh, and another shield collapsed. Just able to grind through us on that one. All right, we got to launch the fighters now. Now that he has launched his salvos against us, the fighters are free and clear to engage from close range, hopefully before his Gatling phasers can get back online. We do have an FLRC over here, which is just a pair of phasers, don't care. LPT, which is a single missile launcher, also don't really care. And Solar Sailor is my friend. So let us activate our defensive tractor and take them out without too much fuss. We need more repairs and faster repairs. I want the Gatlings and the Phaser 1s back online. Phasers, nothing as of yet. And the Solar Sailor apparently was hired to get us killed and has deployed a space mine dead ahead of us. Not the best position ever. Hugh, come home. I know you're one of mine. Yes. Return to me. Get back to the ship. Seriously, the Solar Sailor is trying to get us killed. Let's get the Hellbores online. We've got the angle. Come on back home. Once you get back home, you'll be completely refitted. Ooh, 2 misses out. Oh, he's sitting at an attack shift of 2. Holy crap. He is really stacking up his defensive modifiers. Alright, time to bring home the other group. You've done an excellent job, but it's time to stop harassing him. Look at all the damage they've been dealing. And yes, I'm highly confident that that was our fighters and not necessarily the Excalibur. The AI is not smart enough to use the fusion beams in a way that would actually make that devastating. Hi, do you really want to get close to me? You're a freighter. Let's reassess the equation that you came up with to get into this position. I could actually just let him pass me. That would be hilarious. Hearing somebody do just a tractor beam blast at somebody. All of it's like, come on. Get that. Oh, the starboard side's the one that's destroyed. Well, in any case, target the Sun Glider ahead of me. There we go. Your friend's dead. So let me ask you this question. Do you really want to be this close to a dreadnought? And if the answer to that question is yes, I have to ask why. You're not a fire ship, I can guarantee you that much. Alright, tore him apart. Oh yeah, your buddy. The last little friend. Let's kick on the engines. He is still sitting in an attack shift of 2. Jeez, that is kind of ridiculous. Kick on the engines. We are a light dreadnought. We should be able to move relatively quickly. And we'll get on target. We'll nail him with a whole ton of phaser fire now that he's not in our blind spot. Patch up the phaser and then the fusion cannon because I don't really care about the fusion cannon. If I'm completely honest, if I could swap out this fusion cannon for another Hellbore, I would. Or for a Gatling phaser mount, for that matter. We can get more utility out of it, that's for sure. Liege Light Dreadnought, we are designed for raiding. And we do it very, very well. Iron Chancellor would have been a little bit better, sure. Less in terms of heavy weapons, as in no heavy weapons, but 24 fighters. So when you're at the 24 fighter level, you're kind of on sort of your own position. And we've captured the territory, so chomping our way further into Lyran territory, 68 plus 8, and we'll patch up the rest of the stuff. Also got to make sure that we didn't lose any major amounts of fighters. We did not. Perfect. They came home all in one piece. Alright, let's reconnect tiles real quick here. We should probably grab this little triplet over here to the southwest, because once we can pull that off, we should be a little bit more defended on that. So a scouting mission, we're checking out empty space. Of course, that's exactly what you want a Liege Light Dreadnought to be doing. And, ooh, it's going to be in the middle of an asteroid field. That's a hell of a thing to scout. We ran into a B-10 battleship. That's the second largest B-type battleship you can run into. The other, of course, being the B-11 super battleship, which is gigantic. This is almost as gigantic. Luckily, we're only going to have to scan him, and then we can run. So this is actually going to be one of those situations where we're probably going to poke our nose and say hi and leave. Because I don't anticipate coming out of this one intact. With that said, fusion beams to overload. We're going to have them set up for it. We may as well be prepared for combat. And let's, forward shield is already rigged. Let's come over here to the electronic countermeasure. I want 6 points of power in their power systems. Yeah, I've got power for free. Steal some of it so we can actually get the engines underway. I'd like to maintain a speed of 10, although that is a pretty significant amount of power I'm pulling away from the engines. However, the fusion cannons are done overloading, and they are prepped. We are up to 12.7 points of forward power, and you've got, what, 6 disruptors, I want to say, that fire in the forward arc? Might be more, but I think it's 6. I'm not going to bother with a probe. We're going to get relatively close to them anyway. Could start a Hellbore bombardment. In fact, that's exactly what we're going to do. 13 plus 13, 26. Yeah, we've got time. Open fire with the Hellbores as soon as you range. What is the maximum range on Hellbores? We're about to find out. Overload. 40 is the maximum range on Hellbores. So as long as he doesn't pick up an attack shift before then, we should be good, although he is really ramping up the speed at this point. There's his attack shift. Hellbores are a little less vulnerable to that sort of thing. So I'm going to open fire. Yeah, no hits. Wasn't really expecting it, but I kind of had dreams and hopes. Do you have a point defense? Oh, you have fighters. That's a moderate concern. Okay, he managed to hit us on one of our shields. Unfortunately, I was tilted away, which means we didn't take it on the shield that's supposed to, but I wanted to try and delay how fast we're actually showing up to him. I wanted the Hellbores ready, but I also don't want to go too slowly, because we do need to get our fighters to drop on top of him. He's got 2 anti-missile defenses, and this is too much for our fighters. Oh, and a ton of missiles. Holy crap. Start the scan. And drop a mine. We are at a 2 defense ship, so there is that working for us. And Hellbore. Or not Hellbore, but fusion cannon. Come on, finish the scans, finish the scans. We got it, okay. Stop, drop the scan, full power. And reverse defenses. Reinforce the rear. The rear's almost gone. Oh, that's the wrong button. Run, full power. We've got a long time before that engine comes back, and we're a light dreadnought. Armor is not exactly what we're known for. Kick on the erratic maneuvers. Okay, phew, it came up in time. Shield reinforcement in the back, full power. Now, please. I don't know how much power we've got, but I'm trying to throw up as much of a defensive screen as we can possibly make it up to. He hasn't punched through the rear shield. That's definitely working for us in that favor. So he did get through our rear starboard shields, and did a little bit of damage to us. 2 points of power I think he took off of us, as well as a phaser Gatling, but we should be able to repair that. His K-Swifts are well out of position, but we're not going to engage him. We need this power for defensive purposes. Speaking of, we've got 1.7 points of power in the electronic warfare system. He's trying to stop us. Let's get up here to a map screen so we can actually make sure that we turn in the right directions and hopefully not run into any sort of asteroids. I'll kick on the speed of time to maximum. We are actually, after all, doing as fast as we possibly can go. And cut off, we'll just turn off the camera target lock. Yeah, that's what I was worried about, running into one of those. So making our course out into the middle of space. As we dodge and maneuver away from him, he can chase us as much as he wants, but he actually can't make the full speed of 31, so we should be able to evade and get out of here nice and safely. The point of a liege dreadnought, very much like the point of a battlecruiser, is to kill anything you can catch and outrun anybody who can kill you, and we are doing exactly that. Our erratic maneuvers being quite effective in this one. Although it does sort of bring us back and forth towards and away from him. Oh, that's slightly worrying. However, the defensive bonus that we're getting from it is more than worth it, because I don't think he's going to be able to hit us. I'm surprised he's not using his disruptors, but he may have those disruptors off so that he can actually maintain speed with us. So, cut the erratic maneuvers when we go to warp.
Going to warp.
Because I don't want us to suddenly spin the ship in half. You can't actually do that in this game, but it would be somewhat amusing. And we have done giant U-turns at warp before. Alright, so successful scans and away. Scouting mission accomplished with 320 prestige. Unfortunately, we didn't take the tile, but we'll be hanging out in this neighborhood for a little bit longer in order to grab all 3. Anyway, that's going to do it for today's episode. I've been Tirak. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to see a notification every time I listen to one of these videos, press that little bell icon, leave a comment, and I will see you all in the next episode.